Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my podcast, To Be Coined. I'm your host, Jeetu Rakhani, and it's good to be back after a week's break. I hope you people enjoyed the last week's episode. Well, this week I'm going to speak about the coins of New Zealand. In the early 1840, Captain William Hobson, the first New Zealand governor, extended British laws to New Zealand. So this allowed for the standard gold, silver and bronze British coins to circulate freely in New Zealand alongside the existing variety of foreign coins similar to Australia. In the 1840s and 1850s, there was an extreme shortage of coins, especially the copper coins. So traders tried to bring up a solution by issuing low value paper notes, but this was soon abandoned. Instead, as this shortage intensified throughout the 1850s, businesses in Auckland and Dunedin decided to issue their own penny and half-penny tokens. The use of these coins gradually started declining in the 1880s. In 1897, New Zealand's currency became subject to certain provisions stated in the Imperial Coinage Act 1870, United Kingdom. So this meant that only British coins had become the official legal tender coins of the colony. There were no New Zealand versions of the British coins used in New Zealand until 1933. Two factors led to the issuing of a New Zealand currency. The first one being in the 1920s, there was a move throughout the world towards the establishment of central banks to issue a single national currency. In 1930, New Zealand decided to establish a central bank, and the Reserve Bank of New Zealand opened in the year 1934. The second main reason was due to the economic depression, and the only solution to that was to issue New Zealand coins. The first official New Zealand coins issued were based on Great Britain's pounds, shillings and pence. Images of native birds or Maori icons featured on the reverse side of the coin, and the British monarch featured on the obverse side of the coin. British coins were no longer legal tender from 1st February 1935. After the Second World War, the cost of silver rose, as a result of which from 1947 coins were minted in cupronickel, a combination of copper and nickel instead of half silver. The face value of the coins had been about the same as the value of the metal, but once the silver coins were made in cupronickel, their face value was maintained by public acceptance rather than metallic value. On 10th July 1967, decimal coinage was introduced into circulation. The coins introduced were 1, 2, 5, 10, 20 and 50 cent coins. In 1968, the 10 cents coin minted were for collectors' sets only. On 31st March 1989, the issue of 1 and 2 cent pieces ceased. Both coins were demonetized on 30th April 1990. In December 1990, a new 20 cent coin was introduced to replace the old one. This new 20 cent coin featured a carving of the 18th century Te Arawa chief Pukaki. On 11th February 1991, new $1 and $2 coins were introduced to replace the $1 and $2 notes. Also, a new 50 cent coin featuring Captain Cook's ship the Endeavour was issued in 1991. On 31st July 2006, all the silver coins had a makeover. The Reserve Bank of New Zealand introduced new smaller and lighter 10, 20 and 50 cent coins made of plated steel. The 5 cent coin was removed from circulation altogether. On 23rd March 2015, the Reserve Bank launched a special colored circulating commemorative coin to honor the spirit of Anzac that was forged 100 years ago on the shores of Gallipoli and continues to live on till today. The Anzac 50 cents coin design features a New Zealand and an Australian soldier standing back to back with their heads bowed in remembrance. The hammerhead shark pattern, also called the mango par, symbolizes strength and determination, and the silver fern reflects New Zealand's national identity. It was the first time in New Zealand's history that a coloured circulating coin had been produced. The coins are in circulation as legal tender and available for public and collectors. The Anzac commemorative coin of New Zealand was minted by the Royal Canadian Mint in Canada. The year 2018 marks 100 years since the signing of the armistice. The bank had issued an Armistice Day 50 cents coin to commemorate the history, service, and the sacrifice made by service personnel and their families to bring peace to New Zealand and the world. This coin follows the Anzac coin minted in the year 2015 to mark the centenary of New Zealand's efforts in World War I and to support New Zealand's World War I initiatives and events. This coin is also a legal tender coin, just like the Anzac coin, and this coin was minted by the Royal Canadian Mint in Canada. The only change to the coin is on one side, which features the official RSA's red poppy in the middle, surrounded by a free-formed remembrance wreath that has incorporated the silver fern and koru as strong New Zealand elements. It is now time for the interesting fact of the day. An 1879 penny bearing the legend New Zealand was struck, but the circumstances of its creation are unclear. It did not become an official coin and is perhaps more accurately described as a token. A very small number were issued. It is the rarest New Zealand coin till today. And with that, I conclude my today's episode. I thank you all for joining me on my podcast To Be Coined, and stay tuned for my next episode on June 28th. Goodbye.